And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Troy David Phillips here at Flashback Comics in Woodbridge, Virginia. And today I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about Marvel's Amazing Spider-Man, the comic character. You've seen the films, I'm sure. You've seen a lot of the animateds. And you probably have read the comics up to this point. Spider-Man's gone through a lot of changes since 1962 to now. And we're going to start at the most recent developments and work our way backwards. Normally not what I do, but I'm going to do something a little different today. So right now, we have two different Spider-Man series. We have Peter Parker in the pages of Amazing Spider-Man, and we have Miles Morales in the title Spider-Man. No superlative, no adjectives. Now, Miles was the Spider-Man of the Ultimate Universe, where Ultimate Peter Parker died. Miles Morales jumped in, filled in brilliantly. Fantastic series written by Brian Michael Bendis. And following the events of the Secret Wars maxi series, we have blended the two universes, the Ultimates universe and the 616 universe, together. So we have adult Peter Parker and teenage Miles Morales. This is a good thing, because it enables our Peter Parker to finally have grown up and take some steps forward, while Miles Morales fills in as the young, developing hero. Now, Spider-Man has classically been Marvel's everyman. He's been the character who's had problems that you and I can relate to. Taking care of his aging aunt, having problems with his boss at the Daily Bugle, having a hard time paying his rent, having to break dates so he can go fight the Sinister Six. I mean, you and I can relate to that, right? How many dates have we broken because a supervillain attacked and we had to go deal with that? I deal with that on a daily basis. Fortunately, my wife is very understanding. What generally has happened in the time that I've read comics is that Spider-Man has taken several steps forward in development. We've seen Peter selling the pictures that he would take for the Daily Bugle, put together a coffee table book called Webs, and made a lot of money. Went on a book tour, toured across the country, had a lot of money. He was married to Mary Jane Watson Parker, supermodel. This apparently was a stage of development that the writers and editors felt was not in line with their classic vision of Peter Parker, so we would then see Peter be taking steps backwards. We would see things like the Clone Saga, the less said the better, really. We would see things like One Moment in Time, One More Day, and Brand New Day, where we would, again, take Peter at whatever stage of development he was and go backwards to always have that classic everyman Peter Parker with relatable problems. Now, like I said, we have the two Spider-Men, and Miles Morales fills in with the role where the classic Peter Parker fit, enabling Peter to take steps forward. So, where does that leave Peter? Well, that leaves Peter in charge of Parker Industries, a company that he did not found. Peter Parker is actually properly Dr. Peter Parker, having completed his doctoral thesis. This, again, is something that Peter didn't do on his own. These were story events that happened during the 2012 series Superior Spider-Man, the time that Otto Octavius took over Peter's body and took over Peter's life, lived through Peter's memories, came to understand his lifelong nemesis, feeling the guilt from the death of Ben Parker going forward. It gave Otto Octavius some much-needed character development, some big steps forward there. And so now Peter has picked up the remnants of a life that he didn't create and is just bumbling forward with them to the best of his ability to do so. Miles Morales is in the Avengers. He is currently in the all-new, all-different Avengers alongside other young heroes, legacy heroes, Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, and Sam Alexander, Nova, alongside of second-generation Thor and Sam Wilson as Captain America. I've lost count of the number of people who have been Captain America. And founding Avenger Iron Man, and let's not forget the Vision. Miles Morales is right up in there with this multi-leveled group of Avengers. And Miles is our young, hip, problemed Spider-Man, our Spider-Man that we can relate to. He's a great character. Handled by Brian Michael Bendis. You can see Miles in the Spider-Man title. No adjectives, no superlatives, just Spider-Man. You get the Amazing Spider-Man with Peter Parker twice a month. And this is where we see Peter moving around the world, traveling to the various places where Parker Industries has its technological concerns, its corporate concerns. And we're getting a lot of story with Scorpio and the Zodiac Key. Scorpio and the Zodiac Key, more classically affiliated with Nick Fury and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the Avengers, or something on a much grander scale. Peter Parker has now, as Marvel's flagship character, as arguably their most commercially successful character, Spider-Man has moved up to that level of epic hero. So we have two Spider-Men, and that's a good thing. Next time we come back, I'm going to talk about more characters in the Spider Pantheon, particularly looking at some of the women like Silk, Spider-Gwen, Jessica Drew. If you're not reading the Spider-Women maxi series, you should definitely check that out. It runs through the 3 titles, and you don't have much more time before it's over, so hurry up and pick that up. Thanks for joining. I'm Troy David. This is Flashback Comics in Woodbridge, Virginia, and I will be back with more web action for you.